Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Eric Finkenbinder. It is September 30th, the last day of October. I want to talk about the October outlook. This October, November, let's add in December too. For me, it's the most wonderful time of the year. I love these next 3 months. I get excited every time I come in that I can kind of look in the long range to see what's happening. I love getting out in mid to late October. I just love everything about this time of the year and the location. But the weather has kind of really put a lack of excitement. I don't want to say a damper because certainly not damp. And that's what I want to talk about. Here's your 7-day forecast because I want to talk about the extended. You're going to see up and down. And this pattern of a couple of cool days. So the first 3 days of October, it's near 70 during the day, 40s, low 50s at night. I love it. And then all of a sudden we start to get milder. So 80 degrees by Sunday is roughly 10 degrees warmer than average. So we're going to be 10 to 12 degrees warmer than average. And the process is going to repeat itself. We're going to get a cold front, which, by the way, technically, I should have drawn a cold front on this map. So this is the surface map that I like to start off working with every day. Anytime there's a new air mass, there should be a front. So you probably didn't notice the front. There is a weak front ahead of that ridge. Anyway, front goes through. We're cool for 2 to 3 days. Then we get warm. That is what's happening this week. That's what's going to happen next week. And I feel pretty confident that's what's going to happen 2 weeks from now too. So that is the first half of October for you. I showed this earlier this evening during the shows. The mid-October outlook provided the Climate Prediction Center. A lot of the times, my excitement this time of the year, thinking, okay, if we're dry now, we can always rely on the tropics. Well, we had Imelda and Umberto. They're moving east. I don't see much, if any, development for a while. We'll see what happens, but a lot of the long-range models not really showing a whole lot of increased activity, which this is one of the least active tropical seasons, at least for some time. It just has been very dry for us, not just talking about the Atlantic, but also on land too. So this was just posted today, and there's nothing that I would really disagree with. We are just seeing a dry extension from much of the Gulf area extending through the Tennessee Valley and here across the Mid-Atlantic too. So not to say that we're not going to see any rain at all. These fronts that do move through, they're not providing meaningful rainfall. So every week we're going to have a front. Every week we'll have a temporary cool down. These showers that move along this front, could we squeeze out a 1/4 inch? It's possible. And by now it's just pretty much enough to settle the dust. Here's your temperature outlook. I'm not going to disagree too. These ridges, they seem to be coming down out of Canada. Then they get situated off the coast here and just a lot of heat across the middle of the nation. So it is going to be a warm, early fall. We'll see what November brings. I kind of have a hunch it's probably not going to be deviating too much from what we're seeing here. But there's your October outlook. Your 10-day temperature trends kind of show that up and down too. So remember, front technically moved through. We're cool. There it is. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We get warm again. And then notice how we see this cool down. There's probably going to be a front. So could there be a shower or two Wednesday into Thursday of next week? It's certainly possible. But again, meaningful, like 1-2 inches of rain or even over a 1/2 inch, I think is going to be a challenge when we get these fronts to move through. That's the October outlook. So that has more growing concern for me for drought-like conditions as we get closer to the end of 2025. I'll have another update later this week. Thanks for watching.